Still in news from the region, the judge in the trial of former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak adjourned the case against the former leader until September 14.
Mubarak, appearing in the courthouse of Cairo's police academy, wore sunglasses as he sat behind bars in a wheelchair just days after his release from prison. Images of the man who ruled over Egypt for 30 years until he was toppled in the country's 2011 revolution were broadcast live on Egyptian state TV. Mubarak was seen alongside his two sons, Gamal and Allah, who are also facing charges, along with former Interior Minister Habib al-Adli.
بالنقد ايضا ولم يفصل في ضعنه بعد وبجلسه 13/2/2013
من ضمن الدفاع عن المتهم العاشر. في الواقع المتهم العاشر
يا ريت نرفعها للاعلام يشوفها ان الكرتونه.
In other international news, it has been reported that a 12-year-old Florida boy, Zachary Reynos, stricken with a brain-eating parasite, has died.
Now, according to a post on a social media website that had been following the developments of the story, the child died last afternoon.
Doctors had given Zachary an experimental drug to treat the rare brain-eating parasite, an amoeba called Naegleria fowleri. The News First International desk filed this report.
The same experimental drug was used to treat 12-year-old Carly Hardig from Arkansas, after which she became only the third person in the last 50 years known to survive the deadly parasite. According to the family of Zachary, the 12-year-old 7th grader was infected while kneeboarding with friends in a water-filled ditch by his house on the 3rd of August. After Zachary was hospitalized, the boy underwent brain surgery and doctors diagnosed him with primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. After the news broke, the Florida Department of Health issued a warning to swimmers that high water temperatures and low water levels provide the perfect breeding ground for this rare amoeba. According to the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, between 2001 and 2010, only 32 cases of people getting infected by Naegleria fowleri were reported from the United States.
If you get infected with the brain-eating amoeba, you're in big trouble. Inside the brain, the amoeba has a perfect environment to feed and reproduce. You have food, heat, moisture. It's perfect for them to live their lives.
The amoeba can defend itself by forming a coat, which is called a cyst. And this coat surrounds the amoeba and is impervious to the host's immune system.
According to the CDC, Naegleria fowleri is found in hot springs and warm fresh water, most often in the southeastern United States. The amoeba enters the body through the nose and travels to the brain. The CDC says that there is no infection from drinking contaminated water. The first symptoms of primary amoebic meningoencephalitis appear 1 to 7 days after the infection, including headache, fever, nausea, vomiting, and a stiff neck.
Moving on to sports news now. Hira Ashik and Amrita Muthaya emerged as the mixed doubles champions at the 98th National Tennis Championships today.
The finals of the 98th National Tennis Championships 2013 were held today at the Sri Lanka Tennis Association courts. Sanga Athukorle and Shalini De Silva faced Hira Ashik and Amrita Muthaya in the final encounter. Hira Ashik and Amrita Muthaya managed to win both sets, defeating their rivals 6-3, 6-1.
Well, up next is a look at the bitter truth.
The Sri Lankan 4x400 meters men's relay team earned their spot to attend the World Championships in Moscow after competing in the Asian Championships. Sri Lanka claimed bronze in the Asian Championships held in India. Bitter Truth revealed on the 21st of last month that the officials of the Athletic Association of Sri Lanka were attempting to hold a qualifying meet to select a new 4x400 meters relay team to compete in Moscow. 6 days later, the Athletic Association of Sri Lanka, who were attempting to hold the meet amidst the objection of athletes and coaches, made a promise to hold a final selection meet in Moscow prior to the World Championship event. However, the officials of the Athletic Association of Sri Lanka failed to keep their word. Did Anjana Gunaratna, who competed in the Asian Championships, lose his opportunity to compete in the Moscow Games as a result of this? The selection meet was to be held in Moscow before the minister. They did not even heed the minister's orders and did not organize such a meet. They have attempted to include their personal favorites in the team. They have not thought about the country. Hence, it is clear that there is an autocratic administration. National coach of the athletics pool of Sri Lanka, Derwin Pereira, said that he is not aware of why the selection meet was not organized. However, the coach of the Sri Lankan team who flew to Moscow, Yogananda Vijayasundara, said that he was not instructed by officials to hold the selection meet. He added that a personal decision cannot be implemented in an international field. The Vice President of the Athletic Association of Sri Lanka, GLS Pereira, said that as the team's manager Sudat Madugala is currently overseas, discussions will be held in the future regarding this issue upon his arrival. He also, however, added that the responsibility of choosing the most competent team is a sole decision vested with the coach and the manager of the team. Sri Lanka, who were ranked 15th in the 4x400 meters prior to their participation in the World Championships in Moscow, slipped to the 21st rank after the event. Was this due to the lapses on the part of the sports administrators or the lapses of players? Open for dialogue.
Making a quick pass on to some rugby news now. Visipatana College Colombo emerged champions of the Inter-School All-Ireland Under-18 Tennis Side Rugby Championship today. They won the finals 14-0 against Trinity College Kandy. St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia won the plate championship of the tournament, which featured 10 schools and was held at the Royal College Sports Complex in Colombo. Science College Mount Lavinia won the bowl championship, while Royal College Panadura won the shield. The tournament was organized by the Sri Lanka Schools Rugby Football Union. This weekend brought a drastic change of weather in Moscow, with temperatures dropping by almost 10 degrees and grey clouds blanketing the sky.
Well, that's right, Shane. But this didn't scare participants of a colour run, the last training run before the Moscow Marathon that takes place on September 15th.
Some 1,657 people came to run the Colour Marathon. To add some colour and fun in the run, the organizers put people at every 50 meters along the track to throw multicoloured paint into the runners. Orange, yellow, green clouds of paint soon covered all the 5-kilometer track, as well as the smiling runners.
Well, that's a wrap from the News First team for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka.
And I'm Shane Silva. Take care and have a brilliant week ahead.
News First at 9.
Hotline 0114